It was other days. You might have been expecting me to talk something motivating that would excite your ways of living and add some speed in it. But today, I am not going to do that. I'm not going to make you charm. I'm not going to make you laugh and smile either. But still, I request you to listen to me very carefully. Today, at this moment of devastation that is happening and plundering human lives in each and every corner around the world, I'm here with a message requesting you to be motivated not to fly, not to run, not to walk evil. I'm here with a message to request you to take a break. I'm here with a message to ask you to take some rest for a few days. Because if you rest for these few days, you'll have your lungs all your life to take a breath for you. And if you are not, you are going to start the breath of your own, and together you will start the breath of your child, your parents, your society, your nation, and maybe the whole world. If you are not taking rest today, your body will rest for you forever. And with that, all mankind is at risk to rest with you. My introduction is not necessary at this moment. But if you are curious to know where this message is coming from, I come from a small state of India, Sikkim. I just felt to share some words with the brothers and sisters around the world with the belief that I too have some responsibilities when it comes to the subject of saving and serving mankind. I am not after the impact that this message can bring after. I'm only after to find an answer to myself when the world is crying desperately, where do I stand at this moment? I work in a health department here, and my job is to collect report and people's movement in our jurisdiction and report it to higher authorities. But is that the only thing what I can do? We have 0 cases in Sikkim till now. People are in panic here, and it is natural if a single case is detected. Surely, this panic will grow double and double. I am updating myself with the news of WHO and the news from my own country. Death occurring in a figure of 600 and 700 per day around the world is not just a piece of information. It is something that cracks your mind. It is something that melts your heart and brings tears in your eyes. I cry not because of the fear. I cry not because I am weak. I cry seeing this helplessness within me. Though I want to help, I cannot help. And though the people at all places, they want to come out for help, they cannot do any help. How much helpless that we are at this moment, that our Prime Minister, our global leaders, our national leaders, our chief ministers, our secretaries, health officials, with hopeful eyes, appeals for help from their citizens. And the help they ask for is not to fight, not to drill, not to run, not to work, but the help they are asking at the moment is to stay at home doing nothing to fight it. They are asking help by not offering any kind of help and staying calm. This enemy is tiny, it is small, so small to trace it. We could have killed it easily, but our helplessness is this, that we cannot locate it, and we cannot see it. Our helplessness is this, that we cannot do anything. Our helplessness is this, that though we want to help, and there are nations, they need help, still they cannot take help. You know why? Only because, to speak the truth, COVID has caused us to lose our trust on another person. And if we can't do something, doing nothing is the only strategy. Staying staying at home is the only strategy. And this situation questions a human's confidence as the most powerful and intellectual species on earth. There is a ritual in India and the Hindi community that when somebody from your family dies, and if you have blood relations with that dead person, you will be put in an isolation for 13 days. In ancient years, it was used to be 1 year, but now it has been reduced to 13 days. In these 13 days, you and your family are kept in a room with a very limited resources and food. All the unwanted things, they are removed from your room. You have to sleep on the floor and wear white clothes. You cannot wear dresses that you wear on other occasions. You are not allowed to talk freely. You are not allowed to go outside. You have to take shower every day. You cannot use soap and toothpaste. You can use only those things that are natural. You have to eat boiled, and that also for only one time. You are given fruits, water, lemons and ginger. You cannot eat salt. You cannot eat onions. You cannot eat garlic and other spices. This ritual not only has a relation with the dead person, but there are so many things that happens for your own goodness. You will detoxify your body and improve your health. You will lose your weight and so many health benefits you will gain through this ritual. Your concentration and mind power will improve. At the same time, your quality of relationship in your family gets more bonded. Why I am narrating this is, if we can stay isolated for 13 days in the respect of someone who is not with us anymore, someone who is dead, why cannot we do it for the people who are alive? Why cannot we do it to save mankind? If we can stay with one-time food and limited resources for 13 days for someone who is not with us, why can't we cut down our needs and usual desires of food and other stuff to save our own life and others? My dear friend, if this boat of life remains, we have plenty of time to visit and experience the world. But in the meantime, if you lose this boat, you will string so many boats of life together. The only message that is revolving around the world at the moment is stay at home, stay safe. Let us bite to it. And our history of evolution that has taken so far, and all the characters will look into us, we have something in us that differentiates human beings from other animals, and that something is called patience. If there is any weapon that we can deal with this situation, it is through the power of your mind. It is through the power of focus, endurance and patience. There were so many battles that we fought with muscles, guns, bombs, tanks, missiles, money, energy and technology. We fought with anger and hatred, but this time our muscles, our power, our tanks, our missiles cannot kill this virus. It is not the power in our religion, differences in our organization, differences in our culture, our boundaries of our nation can kill this virus. The only thing that can take us out from this situation does not come from our differences, but the solidarity of love and compassion. And in fact, this is the true character of human beings. It is the time to connect to this power. When you have love and compassion towards humanity, patience and calmness comes natural. This war is not of hatred and anger. This war is of love and compassion. This war is of solidarity. And let us see who has got more of this weapon. If there is any foreigner unsheltered and hungry and need of care in your area, let us not forget that we are human. Only dog barks to a dog from another street. Only an animal chases another animal away. We do not do that as humans. If in this hour of need, if we cannot help each other, if we cannot trust each other, we are returning to the process from where we begin our evolution. We are returning to the lives of caves and stones if we do not become thoughtful. In this hour of need, if we cannot stand with each other, all our civilizations are good for nothing. If somebody is in quarantine or kept in self-isolation, it is our responsibility that we must take care of his needs, as he or she will be staying alone. And if you are advised to stay isolated at your home, I cannot ask, but only pray and request, please, 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 follow the health and other advices during this quarantine. Health workers, doctors and nurses, they are said to be the frontline warriors right now. They treat the infected people. But the people staying in quarantine, you are killing this virus. You are killing it by not being exposed and not letting it spread. Your quarantine is killing corona every second somewhere. We are on the edge to lose so many doctors and nurses in this world. And the only way we can save our doctors and nurses is by putting ourselves in isolation. When we are in quarantine, we are killing corona. Lockdown is not a small thing, but to win COVID-19, it is the only strategy with our nation, our government, maybe your nation and your government too. Support your government. Your panic will cause this initiative to fail. Let your authorities and government act in the situation very calmly and with a sound mind. Your panic will cause them to panic too. Let us help our government. Let us help our people who are in this battle by staying calm and dealing sensibly. There are histories that people have taken an extreme level of endurance in a difficult situation. And it is the time to feel that we belong to that same category. I always request everyone, every citizen, every state, religious leaders, organizations, companies, global leaders, politicians, nations to think one and to act one. It is not the time to see and use our energy on blaming each other. It is the time to be united and stand one for the humanitarian cause. It is the time that we should care not only about our home, but also to take conscience and think of the areas and gardens that surrounds our home. Because everything that comes inside our home, it comes from our garden. How long can you shut your doors? Restricting and sealing your boundaries can be a short-term solution. But in the long run, how does it will be if we are required to lock down our cities for a longer period? Or one cannot hug his neighbor, and a nation is visited only on the mobile phones. We must come together and support each other at this moment. We all know at this moment we are focused on our own areas, own towns, cities and nation. But to save our own nation too, we all have to come outside our arena and connect our hands. There are vulnerable countries and towns where they have very limited equipment and resources to fight this COVID-19. Many countries, they may not be in a position to afford lockdown. And however, if their government are required to implement lockdown, the people are left with no option. They are left with no option but to choose whether corona or starvation to die with. All leaders must think about it. I am a small man, but as a member from human community, I sense this responsibility to urge all world leaders to stay connected and updated with the global situation at this moment. Your nation is important, but some nations are on the edge to suffer massive devastation that history has ever witnessed if they are not helped in this epidemic. The situation may go anywhere, maybe to a point from where it may take centuries to return, or maybe never we can help them to return. When our nation is moving, let us ensure no other nations are left behind in this war. Let us stay together. Let us support WHO. Let us support our government. Let us support health department. Let us support everyone. Those who are in this battle. Let us stay at home and let us help each other. Tomorrow, when the story of this fire will be repeated by your child, by your grandchild, tomorrow when the story of this COVID-19 will be shared in the pages of history, when the story of Corona is repeated, let us have our name in the list of the peoples that give their lives to defeat COVID-19. Let us have our name carved in the list that did everything to start this fire of COVID-19. Let us have our name carved in the list, those who remained calm and patient. Let us have our name discovered in the list of people who stayed compassionate and supportive at this hour of need. I dedicate this letter, I dedicate this message in the name of humanity. I dedicate these words to the brothers and sisters of Italy. I dedicate my words to the brothers and sisters of China, Spain, Iran, France, brothers and sisters of United States of America, United Kingdom, Netherlands, Germany, Republic of Korea, brothers and sisters of Belgium, brothers and sisters of my own country, and all the nations who have lost and losing their lives in this epidemic of COVID-19. I dedicate this message to WHO, health workers, officials, doctors and nurses, people and technicians engaged in laboratories, police, banks, pharmaceutical employees, medias and televisions, news agencies, volunteers, organizations, courier services, armies, and every single individual who had courage to take sacrifice and to sacrifice their lives in this battle. I dedicate this letter to the people who dare to put themselves in self-isolation. We are with our nation and we are with your nation. Let us stand together.